don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you!
Hello there everyone, Tom here again, and today we have the privilege of taking a look at the Agora Models Optimus Prime. It comes shipped to you in this just plain box. It's got the Agora models on it, here and there, as you can see, shipping instructions and all that. It's got Optimus Prime on it. I've gone ahead and cut the tape and looked at it. If you've seen the opening pictures, then you realize I've taken pictures of it. So I think I may go ahead and just do that. Pretty little blue box. Comes with this poster and basic instruction, you know, what's going on with it. The poster is a full-sized Optimus Prime. Gives you details and stuff like that. Yeah, 31 inches. Set that aside because it has absolutely nothing to do with anything else other than to get the directions for how to build it, you have to scan one of these QR codes. I'm not sure if I like that or not. I'm sure it saves on packaging and whatnot, but yeah. So it comes packaged just like this. You get this right here. You get this right here. And you get this right here. All right, empty box. Now, I also have the second pack of this, but as always with everything, you have to start off with the first one. So we're going to start off with the first one. This is going to be a build and review of the build. Not only that, I don't know about you all, but when I went to the QR code, it would not let me open the file, so I had to download this. I'm not sure I really care for that, but okay. It is what it is. And I'm not going to complain too much about it. I'm just happy to have the opportunity here to, you know, do stuff with it. So, let's go into it. Quick little review of what all's in here. Try not to lose pieces. Alright, set that aside. And here is what we get in the third installment of this pack. Looks like we've got some wiring, various doodads and bobs and whatnot. Here we go for this set. Pieces of the helmet. Looks like we're getting windows and whatnot, windshield wipers. I'm sure most of this this part is going to go in pack 2. And the very first one that came out comes with more things and stuff. That's highly scientific. You've got the battery box, you've got the screwdriver. Yeah, just basic stuff here. One of these had a baggie of screws in it, and I'll have to pull that out. We got the faceplate here, all that good stuff. Yeah, so why don't we, there's a motor. Why don't we go ahead and take this screwdriver right here. Let me show you all a little trick. Screwdriver, right? I like my screwdrivers magnetized. Take you a magnet, just kind of rub it up and down the magnet, turn it around a little bit. Give it a nice little electrical charge, as much as you can. Doesn't need much, it just needs enough to be able to hold one of those little bitty screws. Might have to let it sit there for a few minutes. But if you've ever wondered how we get magnetic screwdrivers, this is how. Alright, so I'm going to pause right here and I'm going to start with the build. So I've downloaded the directions, and the very first thing that it tells us to do, the very first piece of this build, is to take this piece, which is tray 140, part 40. We're going to stick this bit in it, and we need to put just a dab of glue on it. So I like to use the gel. I mean, I'm sure anything works, but I seem to be able to have a little bit better control with the gel itself. So, I mean, make of that what you will. I'm just gonna put just a little bit there, just enough to ensure the fact that it goes in. Oop. And then we'll literally, is there a right way? Nope, there's not a right way or a wrong way. It just kind of goes in there like that. And the glue here, I'm just going to make sure that it gets all the way around and does its thing. Not 100% sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do. Yeah, it's solid. It's solid. All right, then we take this bit and we take this bit. This is 39. This is, the blue bit is 40. This bit right here is part 01, and it comes in and sits right here like this, according to the directions. That's the very first thing we do. Step 2 involves us taking this part here, which is tray 112, and this part here, which is tray 111, and basically just mirroring them together so that it looks like this. Now, you know you got it right when you can see the colors of the lights through the grill. I don't know how well that's coming off on camera, but hopefully you all can see that. It also suggests that we add just a tinge of glue to this. So once again, I'm just going to reach in here and get my gel. I really like the gel. I really do. It makes it so much easier. And I'm going to put the gel, I think, just on like 2 of them. Like maybe that one, and maybe this one. We'll just do them both. Yeah. Again, we're not trying to keep it so that it'll never, ever, ever, ever do anything else. We're just trying to get it so that it will stay in place, just like that. Now the glue will help hold it, and it is correct because we can see the stuff underneath it. Then we take this and stick it in here like this. I don't know why we don't put us a drop of glue in there. I think I will, just to be safe. I had to put a little drop of glue here just to keep that bit in. It kept falling out. So either I did something wrong, which I fully grant is indeed a possibility, or it just needed glue, and I guess it was implied. I just put just a little bit in there, just enough to get it going. And now we're going to slide this in like that, and actually I might just add just a tinge more glue to this back side here, just to help keep it in place. Just like this right there. Yeah, just a little bit, help keep it going. And there's that. That's the end of this part. Step 3, we take this part, which is tray 103, which is just the head, right? And we're going to need 2 screws, and they only come with the same screws. Apparently there's just 1 pack of screws for this set. So we take the piece that we just made, we take this bit right here, and we figure out how to line it up proper so that it looks, I guess, just like this right here. And then we just screw it in. Now this is metal going into metal. So I'm going to take my polarized screwdriver here. Those of you who thought that it wouldn't get magnetized, ha ha ha, take a look at that. Let's see here, and it is a strong magnetized too. And something I learned by watching The World of Wayne, you put just a little bit of oil or something on it, and then you just screw this in to the metal. It helps it go through the shavings and the plastic, and the paint. I'm sorry, not the plastic, the paint. I'm not going to tighten that all the way because it may require a little bit of adjusting. There we go. Get in there. Having to put a little force on it to make it go in. There's that one. This one I did not tighten up all the way, just to give myself a little leeway in the event that I had to adjust it somehow. There we go. They're both just about as tight as they can get, and that's what we're looking at so far. So for you all that are curious, I know those of you who've watched my channel before, this is what I use. I like the liquid silicone because it doesn't harm plastic the way that other oils can, and it's silicone. It's a good lubricant. So when we come back, we're going to be working on the electronics. So we've started part 2 of assembling the head, and we begin with part tray 120, part tray 121, and part tray 126-1. And basically all we do here is we just start putting all this together. So this bit is going to come in here like this, and it has, I don't know how well you all can see this, but it has like a tongue and groove system here that will mirror this tongue and groove system. So it just comes in and just kind of sets in place like that. Then this bit comes in, and let's see here, according to the directions, looks like it comes in and just kind of sets, looks like just like this, but that doesn't hold. Huh. Yeah, that doesn't really sit there, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. Nothing is ever easy, but it sure does make it fun. Let's see. For those of you who are curious, I'm being forced to use a subpar pair of tweezers. I guess that'll work. I don't know. We'll find out. So step 2 of this, we bring in part TR18, I'm sorry, TRI18 and 118 and TR117, and they're going to mirror together here. We just got to line them up proper. I think they're just like this right here. Okay, is how they're going to go. And it shows that these things go like this with this bit like this. So I don't see exactly where they're going to go to. Alright, dang it. This comes in and has to sit underneath here like this. Okay? At least that's what the directions show. Holding onto this, we bring in this bit here, and it should theoretically hook in here too, over top of that and under that. So it should theoretically look like this. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some screws in it. Now it shows in the photo black screws, but I don't see any black screws in here. So give me a second. So there were little black screws. They were in the tray, the second tray, so just be mindful. There were also some nuts and bolts in there. I'm sure that we will use those here shortly. So we turn this around so that it faces this way, not like this. The screws are going to go right here. Ah! Hold that thought. Alright, so you all just saw me lose it. That's okay. We take our screw here, and there is no reason to dip it in anything because it's just going from plastic to plastic. And we just tighten this down. Not incredibly so, because we don't want to strip it, but enough so that it will get in there and stay. If we do this right, there's a sweet spot. You can tell. Once you do these for a little bit, there's a sweet spot where you just know that that's where it's supposed to stop at, and if you go any further you'll do damage. So here's hoping that I have done this correctly. Here's hoping. I believe that's correct. Step 3, secure the parts together with the screws. We've already done that. I think that was literally part 3. Alright, and it looks like we'll be doing the faceplate next. The third step for assembling the head requires tray 116 part, tray 158 part, and tray 1 part 19 part. You know what I meant. Basically, we put the eyes in here, and it shows that we should put a little bit of glue right here so that this bit will come in, and looks like it's going to be this hole, that hole, and the middle hole to hold it all into place, like that. Okay. So let's follow their directions. If they say that we need glue, there's a pretty darn good tootin' chance that we're going to need a little bit of glue. So let's just take a little bit here and just put some on each of these. Again, I'm not going crazy with this. I wish for sure I knew exactly. Okay, so it goes this way. There's a little indent right there. If you follow the directions, you'll see which side needs to go in. And it just goes right there like that. There's his eyes. Ha 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 ha. Let's see here. The next step, we take these bits right here, which are tray 152 and tray 153, and they're going to come in here. I'm pretty sure this is the right pieces. Looks like the right pieces. I believe it's the right pieces. Yeah, it's the right pieces. Okay, so this one will come in. It shows it comes in and just hits right here, but now that can't be right. Can it? Maybe? I can't tell for sure exactly. It goes like that. Huh. I'm afraid the directions are not entirely clear as far as this goes. We know this is going to come in. Huh. Interesting. Alright, hang on a second. Alright, I think I've got this figured out. I think so. So, this bit comes in here to the back, and it connects like right here. And you're supposed to push this all the way forward so that it just kind of sits here. It doesn't actually go together just yet. They just kind of sit here like this, which you all can't see. Sits here like this. Now, we take this bit here and we take our faceplate, which is tray 115, and we just line up the holes here and kindly should be able to just push them into place. Make sure that the screw holes line up properly, and see how they just went right in where they were supposed to. Then we take us one of our little black screws here and we connect it together, and it's plastic going into plastic, so we don't have to go too horribly crazy with it. Okay, see, that one fell off. Wasn't that special. That was what was bugging me. I couldn't figure out how it was secured. And now that I know, makes it a little bit easier. Alright, we'll put us another screw in here where it goes. Alright, just like that. Now his faceplate can move. He reminds me of Inferno. For the royalty. All right, that's that part. Let's see here. What's next? That's the end of step 3. So we're on part 4 of assembling the head. We take part tray 124 and part tray 125. These just go together like this, just like that. And then we take 23 and 24, and they are going to come around this. I believe it is this way. Well, it won't matter if it's not. I can always turn it around, I guess. I believe that's correct. Yeah, looking at the directions. Alright, and now we need some of those, remember me saying that we needed the nuts and bolts? Those are right here underneath the windshield wipers in tray 2. So, pull those out. Set the tray 2 back where it belongs. Open these bits and bobs up here and put them in the tray. Now, if you notice, there are indentions here which are just the right size for the nuts. So, put one of the nuts in there, just like that. Take one of the bolts here, and I'm really hoping that it is same screw head, and it does appear to be, so that's a good thing, I would say. Alright, I'm going to put my finger there so it doesn't go anywhere, and we're just going to work until we get this thing screwed in where it belongs. Theoretically. There we go. I'm not going to go too horribly crazy with it just yet, because I want it to line up properly. And if we screw it all the way in on one side and then not the other, it could be bad. So we're not going to do that. There we go. Slid right in like it was made for it. How about that, folks? Let me get me another screw here. Put it together. I have a feeling these build videos are going to be kindly long, and I apologize for that, but at the same time, if you enjoy watching these types of build videos, then you know we're all good then. Make sure all these are in as far as they'll go. Okay, so that allows us to have a little bit of freedom of movement. Still all good. Alright, now we also need to take part 30, which is this doohickey right here, and this is supposed to go in here. It looks like this, so here's hoping that's correct. If that's not right, I'm sure we'll figure it out here in a minute. So the next thing we do involves wires. And we take this bit that we've already created here, and we take this wire, which is a 26-2, and we want to put the appropriate end in here, just like this. Okay. There we go. It went right in like it was supposed to. Now we're going to set this one aside for just a moment. We're going to bring out our Optimus Prime head, and this is 27. This comes in and sets right like this, right here. we're going to have to use one of the black screws, the one that goes in plastic, and we are just going to line this up where it goes, being careful not to damage the wires. Trust me, the last thing you all want to do is see me trying to solder something. It's not pretty at all. Let's just say it's not pretty. I can do soldering better than plumbing, but you know, when you're working on plumbing, it's let's not talk about plumbing. There we go. That's still not in there enough. There, now it's not moving. Okay. Next thing we need to do is bring in our parts here. And these parts are going to marry each other, right? They're going to come in, where do they come in at? Oh, these little bits here are going to go into right here. Just like that. This is going to come in, theoretically, like this. Let's see how it goes in there though. I mean, that's the way it shows. It shows just coming in. Alright, so there must be something that happens after this that I haven't done yet. So let me ponder. So part 4 requires us taking this part we already assembled and parts 51 and 50. This is the first one you start with. This is part 50. And you know it's the right one because it's got the slot here that mates to this. Basically what we do is we bring it in and, let's see, get it right, Tom. How's this go? Comes in, plugs in just like this. Now this other one is going to come in here and mate with it like this, right? We're not that far yet, so just hold on. That sits as flush as you can get it like that. Then we bring in the part that I don't know if we're done with this or not. We are. This comes on and comes in and bolts up to this. Make sure all of your little posts and everything are all lined up properly. You're going to need 3 of these BP screws, which are the black plastic screws. They just come in and just get screwed in place here. And you need 3 of them. Let's see, where's the other one? I think there's one here. Ah, yeah, there's one here. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell, honestly. Okay, alright, I got it now. Alright, one goes right here. Of course, we're mirroring this on the other side, so you don't have to be too stressed about the next one, because this one will point the way, as they say. And the third one goes in where? Maybe right here? I would bet right there. I would probably bet wrong. Nope, I guess that's right. There we go. No, maybe not. Huh. Maybe I'm just not holding my jaw right. I mean, it's got a screw hole right there. You should not. There we go. Okay. I've just got to get it pushed up enough so that it'll do what it's supposed to do here. There we go. Now it's properly in place. Okay, now all we do is we mirror this, watching our cables, right? We mirror this on the other side, which means this will come in some way or something. Like this. Alright. Just like that right there, theoretically. Come on now, go in place. There we go, like that. Alright. 3 more screws. We'll put in this one first, because it's probably going to be the easiest, he says, as he struggles. Look, folks, you know, if you've watched my channel at all, then you know that one of the things I like to do is try not to do cuts, try not to show you, oh my gosh, this was so easy. I figure if I have issues with it, then there's a good possibility you may have issues with it too. And if you see me struggling, then there's a, like I said, there's possibility you might, and it's good to just know what you're getting yourself into. At least that's kindly how I look at it. I may have the wrong way of looking at it, but that's what I... Look, if you're doing something and it's just driving you bug nut crazy, then why in the world would I want to get involved with something like that? I would prefer to show you guys and gals exactly what's going on. Yeah, it wiggles, it moves. Watch it wiggle, watch it jiggle, J-E-L-L-O. Alright. So we have a few things left to do here. Primarily, it looks like we are adjusting the cables. Is that right? Some way or another they're going to need to fit inside here. I don't think that... Is that right? That doesn't look right to me. And that doesn't look right on the thing either, the picture. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause. I'm not going to show you this. I'm going to take these screws out and I'm going to readjust that. Alright, so I got it in. I was completely correct. It was supposed to go that way. So now we need to feed these wires into these areas here. Which hopefully won't be too incredibly difficult. I'm going to use my spudger just so that I don't accidentally, damage the wire in some way. Get in there. Get in there. That one went. Get in there. Be that way. Ah! Alright, so that one is in. I may have to tighten up the wire. Don't know yet. This one... how does this one... Okay. So it shows this one being fed through here, like this. Okay. I was actually moderately concerned I was going to have to take it apart, but apparently not. So I'm feeding it very carefully through. It comes in, it shows it just going over, and then just bring it back in here to this collar piece and connect it together, maybe. There's that one. There's that one. So that is the part that it shows next. Okay, and then, believe it or not, that is all we do for that particular section. Alright, so we're at assembly stage 9, part 4, which is still the head. And we take this part here, which is tray 1, part 2, and we need part 14 from tray 1, we have 2 of these, and basically they're just going to come in and they're going to sit right here. The instructions suggest that we give it just a daub of glue, so I will give it just a daub of glue, just to help keep it in place. I don't mind doing that at all if that's what it needs. Set that down. That's what it looks like on the back. Put these in place. That's what it looks like afterwards. So yeah, not bad. Let's do that again. Again, just a daub of glue here. I can't stress enough how much I like the gel. It just makes it so much easier trying to get stuff done. There we go, just fell into place. And just for kicks and giggles, because I get nervous about some things, I'm going to put just a daub of glue just on the top of the hole here. Again, just to help seal it in place. I may not need it. It may be a bit of overkill, but if it is just a tinge of overkill, then you know what? At least I know it's going to be dead. If you follow my meaning there. Alright, so now then. There you go. Alright, now the next stage, the next step is to take this and we're going to install this bit on the back here. Again, being mindful of your wires. We don't want to do anything weird to the wires. We want to keep them pulled enough so that they'll be where they need to be, but loose enough that we don't have to stress over them messing up when he moves his head or something. So we take this bit right here, and the bigger part comes in, and it should go on like this, theoretically. It did not just fall out. It just fell out. But I put glue on it. Why would it fall out after I put glue on it? I guess because it hates me. That's a good reason, I suppose. Stay in there where you're supposed to go. Okay. So this bit of metal here has some grooves in it that should theoretically allow it to go under this one, and then it should just be able to, yep, slide right on place like that. This gets held in place with 4 of these black screws. We are going into metal with these. It's the plastics. The blue part is metal, and it's going into a plastic collar. So I am, if I can ever get the screw started, put just a drop of silicone into it so that it'll go through the metal, and then I'll just get it started here. Just like that right there. It took longer for me to get the screw lined up with the screwdriver than it did to actually put it in place. Make of that what you will. There's that. I've got 2 more this other side here to do. Okay, and this one goes in theoretically right here. Dagnabbit. And I'm gonna have silicone on my fingers. go. Just like that. And that's how that should look once it's done. And that is not quite the end of part 4. The last thing we do is we bring out the helmet and we put it into place here somewhere or another. This is going to not set the way that you think it should, unfortunately. It's being a mite persnickety. But that's okay, we'll deal with it. We'll figure it out. This goes in place with another 4 of these plastic screws, the black plastic, the BP screws. So we'll get our first one together, get it lined up proper on our screwdriver here, and put a little silicone on it, and then we will ensure the fact that it's in place where it belongs. Tag on it. There's that one. I'm going to get it started just to ensure the fact that the side's in place. And then check this. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. This side is not. There we go. Had to get the first one started before I could get the second, the thing to set in its cradle the way it was supposed to. Sometimes that's the case. Alright. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and put these other 2 screws in and I'll be right back. So the next thing we do, we're assembling the head part 5. Step 1, we take this piece right here, which is tray 109, tray 104 piece, and tray 106. We're also going to need one of these, just one of these black screws. So here's what we do. The directions say that we're going to need just a touch of glue. So I'm going to go ahead and get us a little bit of the glue. And the glue is actually going to go into these little cavities right here, just like that. And this is going to mirror up right here, just like this, if I do it right, theoretically. The glue will help hold it in place, which is what we want. Next we take the TR06 piece, and that is going to come in right here like this. This bit is going to come onto the head that we've created, and it's going to come in right here and just kind of line everything up the way it goes. Should just kind of snap into place when it's ready. We'll take our little screw here, get it onto our screwdriver, line it up, get a little bit of liquid silicone there, and just screw this down into place. For purposes of expediency, shall we say, I am going to go ahead and do the other side so we can see what that looks like. It's just literally going to go on here. Alright, so the next thing we do is we take part TR108, and it's going to go in here, and it's his visor. So it's also suggesting that we use just a small little dollop of glue. So once again, I'll get just enough, right, to do. That's I don't like how that sets. So instead, I will put just a little bit of glue here on part itself instead of the other bit. Now I did do a dry fit of this, and it's a little finicky getting it in here. So let's see what we can do if we can get it in one good take. There we go. Alright, coming right together, isn't it? starting to look pretty good, I think. Yep, and that is stage 4. Looks like stage 5 we're going to be getting into details for this. So assembling part 5 here, basically what we do is we take this part here, which is 5A and 5B, and we take this bit right here, which is 13, part 13. We cut them off the sprue. We put this bit onto here like this, and then we glue them together, and we just put them in place here. It's got spots for it, and it ends up looking like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that off camera, so again, for expediency purposes. And that is what the head looks like. It is complete at this point. The mouth plate will move. Hopefully the eyes will light up. We'll test all that here in a little bit. The instructions don't have us doing it yet, so we won't do it yet. The next part of this set is the first section of the chest, and we'll get into that here in a minute. So the first part to assembling the chest is the little lights that go on top. They end up looking like this. I've gone ahead and done, usually when I have multiple things like this, I do one in advance. There are 4 of these, so I didn't feel so bad doing 3 of them and having one on camera. The way this works, you bring this in, we have a little LED light, it's going to come in, and it's going to set in a little groove right here, like it was made for it, because it was, just like that. Now, I've done several of these now at this point, right? And let me tell you, just go ahead and get you a little glue and just put you a little dollop of glue on the inside of this. The directions don't tell you to. This is just something that I have figured out. It makes it so much easier to have that installed like that when you're trying to do this. Additionally, I would suggest that you get you just a little dollop of glue and put it right here where this light is going to go, just to help keep it in place so it doesn't run around on you. Now, if this is typical, it's going to run around on you, on me here while I'm trying to do this. So, bring it in, slot it into place, kind of just hang on to it for a second. While that's just kind of curing, bring this bit in and just set it down right there. Okay, now we need a little bit more glue here, and don't need a crap ton, just enough to get the job done here. A little bit for this hole here, a little bit for this hole here, and a little bit for that hole there. Okay, bring our little yellow bit back in, kind of slot it into place, and trying to line everything up without getting glue all over your fingers. This has been singularly the most challenging thing I have done so far in this build. This right here. But that's what you got to do. That's the next 4 steps, and that was part 47, 63, 2A, 2B, 2C, and 48. So step 3, we take this part right here, which is tray 156, and we need to put this into these little slots right here. It is not easy. The tension on here is quite great. So I don't know if I recommend this or not, but I am using just an old pair of needle nose pliers just to try and get them started. As I think I mentioned, this is not easy. This is not easy at all. because you have to be careful and not crimp the wires. You're trying to get these things in there, and you really don't want to go. No matter how many times you tell it it's okay for it to go in there. Oh, I just got that one in. It's a lot easier than the prior one. Let's see if I can get this one in as easily and without the use of any needle nose appendages. Oh, I got it. Alright, so that one was a lot easier to make it look like that. And I got two of them right here. So the next thing we're going to end up doing is we bring in one of these pieces here, and I'm not entirely sure which one is which just yet. We need 37, okay? And it looks like it comes in like this right here, and these bits are going to come in here and sit some way or something. Oh, they'll come in and sit. Oh, tell me they're not backwards. Tell me they're not backwards. Tell me they are not backwards. How much you want to bet they're backwards? Ah! So we got a lot of stuff going on here. First off, I did do these correctly, so I don't have to stress quite so much about it, so that's a good thing. They come in and they... let's see here. Make sure that your wires are out of the way. They come in and set right here, and they just plug in when you get them in the right spot, he says. There we go. Just like that. Just like that. Alright. I swear that one's not as solid as the other one. The other one, they just snapped right in and didn't have to worry a thing about it. Ah, good lord. Gonna have to put just a dollop of glue just to make sure they don't go anywhere, I guess. Not gonna go too crazy with it. This Gorilla Glue is good stuff, so don't have to go too crazy. Just crazy enough. Get that in there. Where it goes. Come on now, don't be that way. There we go. And that should stay right there from now on. Now we fold the wires down and into here. Just kind of keep them out of the way. Then we take this bit right here and we want to, let's see, how's this thing go? Make sure you get it right, Tom. This thing comes so that this bit comes out. How'd you do this, Tom? You just did this. Like this. No, that's not right. How did I just do this? I literally just did this. It's like this, isn't it? No. It's like this. I had it right, just upside down. Okay. Yeah, it's like not that. Dang it. How did I do this on this one? Okay. This comes up, this comes out, and this comes in like this. It should fit right like this. Why is it giving me so much grief? because it goes like this right here. Yep, that's how it goes, right like that. Hooey. And that is held in place by the last two BP screws that we have. I'm just going to line her up. Nothing is ever easy, folks. Dang it. But it does make life interesting. Okay, so don't know how well you can see, but I'm trying to line all this up and get it in where it goes, just like this. Okay. I've got one more to do. Come on now. There we go. Alright. Screw that into place. Alright. That's still not solid. Maybe it's this one. There we go. Yeah, that's solid now. Alright. Now these wires right here are going to feed back over and around and through here, like this. Next, just for purposes of not having to fight with it, I'm going to go ahead and get my glue, because the directions say we need a little bit more. And we need to put them in right here and right here. Okay. And this is going to go for part 7, I'm sorry, TR155. It just goes in and plugs in just like that. So when you're done, you want 2 of these parts that look just like this, with your wires running just like this. So before we move on to the very next step, it dawned on me that I did forget something, and it's kind of important. Right here we are going to put a magnet, and so we need to get ourselves a decent sized dollop of glue in there and put this in here. And I don't know if there's like a top or a bottom or not, but yeah, that needs to go right in there. Once you've got that, you're good. Next, we take part TI-36 and we fit this in place, and it just fits right like that. This will be held into place with 4 of the PWM, the metal screws, the silver screws. Dip it in just a tinch of the silicone lubricant, and we just get these started. We don't want to put them in all the way. The reason, if I haven't made that clear yet, the reason that we do that is so that we don't have to readjust it, take it loose. It's like putting lugs on a car, right? You never screw one down all the way. You get them mostly in place, and then you tighten them down in a semicircular pattern, is the way my dad taught me many years ago, of how you're supposed to do that. How does it go in there? It's like this, okay. These are at an angle, they're not straight on, so that's why I was having a momentary issue there. Alright, last one, a little dollop of oil. And this one I will screw in all the way so that we don't have to fight with it again. You know what, I'm looking at this. There are 4 magnets, and there are 2 spots here for magnets. So I suppose I need to add a magnet here as well as here. I am going to do that before I do anything else, because if we ever want him to open up the matrix chamber, we need to be able to have that happen, I guess. Alright. These are quite powerful magnets. Not at all happy to be separated. Alright, and here is the other one that I've already got started. Another little dollop of glue in here. Okay. I tried using the tweezers on this. Not the greatest idea I've ever had. Okay. And there's that. These two are going to look just like that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to build the windshields, looks like. And that is effectively just these 4 pieces here. And it looks like we take the windshield out of the package. We take it, which is TR95, and this is TR43. Flip this round, and they just fit right into place. Kind of like they were made for it. Alright. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and do this other one while I'm just sitting here. Get in there. Alright. That one does not want to stay in its home. Why does it want to go in its home? Stay there. Alright. So according to the directions, the next thing we need to do is get the windshield wipers, which are right here. And we will have to cut those off the sprue. Where are my cutters? Here they are. So it looks like they're attached right here and right here. Now it wants us to glue these in place, and I will, but I think at first I am going to look and see where I want to position them. I don't think I've done this on this video yet. Cleaned up my pieces. Just taking my X-Acto knife, very carefully just going over the top, just to clean off anything that came from the plastic tree, or the sprue if you will, just to make it good. We don't want to overdo it. One of the biggest issues is making sure you don't trim too much, especially of these painted pieces. You just don't want to do that. You're just trying to make them look nice. Okay, so we got this piece right here. Let's see here. I believe this is, just going to come in, and my glass came undone. Well, that's because, yeah, that's right, okay. Glass is not happy. Alright. There's those two. Now let's get this one. I think the hook's on the bottom. It might be the issue. No, it's got hooks all over. Dang it. Don't be that way. Ah. Come on now. Get in there. Go to your home. Don't you want to go to your home? Dang it. Maybe there's an easier way of doing this and I just don't know what it is. I may have to do this off screen. So I was able to get it. It is a pain in the tail end. I will try to do this one. But I have to tell you, I'm not going to spend 20 minutes sitting here trying to maneuver this into place and just wasting your all's time. So we'll give it one more college try here, and if I can't get it in there, then I will. I'll just do it off camera. I do apologize. I don't like doing off-camera stuff. I'm trying to do this type of video, but you know, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, and I just don't have the angle that I need right here to be able to get this in. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to do this off camera. The next thing we do is we add our windshield wiper. Just bring it in and it just fits right in there. You may have to wiggle it a little bit to get it going, but it is in there, and I've got a little dollop of glue in there. And I just want to check to make sure they're about even. Yeah, they're pretty close. Alright, additionally, I've added just a very small touch of the glue here on the seams right here, primarily because this windshield did not want to stay in once I got it there. I don't know what was going on with it, but it was just not doing what it was supposed to do. So, you know, it is what it is, and we adjust accordingly. Now, let's see here. It shows that we're supposed to put in TRI 66 piece right here. Okay, so that's obviously these pieces, and it shows that it just kind of goes in here. So it doesn't show that it glues, it just shows that it goes. I have to make sure that the wires are down. Okay, what comes next? Then we take these bits, which are TI 61s, and we take one of these TR 45s, and we, where are my clippers? Let's see here. That would be this one. Okay. Clip that. Clip that. Which one of these would be this one? Okay. Okay. Do some quick cleanup here with your trusty X-Acto knife. On this clear plastic, you have to be real careful and not cut too much, cut too deep. We're just trimming off the flash. We're not trying to do anything weird here. Yeah, same thing here. That was a really thick piece of molding. It was pretty thick, yeah. Went on both sides. Alright, so this will come in here like this, and then this should hopefully lock into place right here. Okay, I guess that works. I don't know if I like that or not. I don't think I like the red, but I understand why they did it. Alright, so I'm going to do that to this other piece right here, and we'll go from there. Alright, so we're almost done. There is one thing I noticed that I just completely missed, and that is this little bit right here. This is a TRI 49 piece, and it goes on the back here, and they're notched so they can just go in one way, and you're supposed to glue them on. I'll be honest with you, I thought it was a bit unsightly the way that they looked, but you know, I wasn't going to say anything until the end. But I'm glad that we have these covers, because it does make a world of difference in the way that they look. I like that a lot better. A lot better. Now, finally, the last thing that we do in this pack is take a look and make sure that the electronics work. So the battery pack takes 4 AA batteries. Let me just plug in the battery pack here. Like, which way does it go? Like this, okay. I don't have to go too horribly crazy with it. So let's just check to ensure the fact that the lights will light up. It'd be really bad if they didn't. Alright. There, that one lights up. That one lights up. Unfortunately, we can't do them both at once, but we need to test them just to make sure. It'd be really bad if we crimped a wire or something. That one lights up, and that one lights up. Alright. So, both of those are good. Now for Optimus. Let's take a look here. The head. Alright. Let's see if the eyes light up. Yep. Eyes light up. Scooch this toward you all can see it maybe a little bit better. Alright, the eyes light up. And let's see if the motor works for the mouth. Yep. Seems to work just fine. Alright. All in all, for pack 1, I have to say I'm really pleased with this so far. I'm really looking forward to see what it's going to look like. Let me give you one example of the size of this. This is my MP10. So if we compare, I think I'm going to be well pleased. Anyway, thanks for watching. I have the second pack. We'll do it here just as quick as we can. This is Tom. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next build and review video.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
Vitamin John. Operators are standing by.